Hey guys, welcome back to Day Drinking with Bilbo. This is part 2 of our wine mini-series. It's a 3-part mini-series dealing just with wine. Please welcome back guest drinker, Alyssa. If you recall in the previous episode, we paired spaghetti with 3 different wines. We had a Riesling from Washington. We had a red blend from right here in Crestline, California at Sycamore Ranch. And then we had a dessert wine and an Alicante Boucher from Joseph Felipe and Rancho Cucamonga. So 2 local wines that we're pairing. For part 2, we're going to have all 3 of those same wines, but today we're going to pair them with salads. And you're actually getting a 2-for-1 today because we are pairing it with salad with 2 different dressings. We have Italian dressing and ranch dressing today to see which of our 3 wines pair better with the salad. I'll let you go first. I think we're going to start with the Italian dressing salads. And what we'll do is we'll do one wine, that salad, the wine again, we'll rinse. We'll do the same wine with the second salad, and then we'll move on forward. I think that's the best way to go about this. Man, that is a good Riesling. Starting with Italian dressing. Italian's my favorite dressing. And salad's one of my favorite foods, actually. Okay.
So I feel like the Italian brought out like a little like twang in the wine. It wasn't as sweet. It almost
bitter.
Tasted a little bit more. Yeah.
Almost got bitter, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. And not in a bad way. Bitter's kind of a bad word. People associate bitter with negative context, but bitter is a wonderful, wonderful flavor profile if it's being utilized correctly. I don't think that was bad per se. It'll be interesting to see what the ranch does.
Yeah.
Go with your next sip. Oh, I was about to take a bite of the ranch salad without my first sip. Man, that really is a good Riesling. Might have to find another bottle of that. So ranch already has a twang to it. Not a bitter twang, but a kind of a sour. So this should be interesting.
That wasn't my favorite.
Oddly, I liked it better than with the Italian.
And see, and I liked Italian better than I like this.
Which is a very valid example of what I'm always saying. Just because I like something doesn't mean you have to like it. We've got 2 different palates here. So having a guest drinker here with me enables us to see 2 different opinions. And then your opinion might even be a third opinion. You might have disliked the white altogether with your 2 salads. Wow. It's so funny that we disagreed on that one. I thought for sure we would...
and I'm a ranch.
Right, exactly. I thought you would like it.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. It just wasn't, I don't know.
Not your thing?
It just wasn't my thing, and I feel like I've had, like, wine with salads, like ranch and stuff.
And we have done that.
Yeah. Maybe it's just this particular ranch. It is, like,
with this particular wine.
Yeah.
Let's see what the red does.
Yeah.
Now, I want to go back and start with Italian again. So we'll do the red wine, the Italian salad, red wine, rinse, red wine, ranch, red wine, rinse. If you notice, with white wines real quick, while she's prepping for the next one, doing her next taste,
Sorry, I was mixing my
you don't
salads.
typically do a swirl with a white wine because there's not a whole lot of tan in it, so you're not aerating a white wine, right? With a red wine, you want to give it a little bit of oxygen in there because it's been sitting in a barrel for a really long time before it got bottled. Oh, I'll tell you what, that ranch red from Sycamore Ranch. I was about to just keep drinking the wine and kind of forgot we were filming.
I saw that.
I know. It's my mistake.
So the Italian definitely changed, I feel like, the taste of the red wine. Not bad, it just kind of mellowed it out. And I feel like it almost made it drier. Like, I really felt like that dryness in my mouth after.
I was looking at just now what the blend was for this red blend to see what I was experiencing, because you're right, it did change it, and what I think it's doing, because if we're going to look, we mentioned this in the previous one, this is a blend of Cabernet Sauvignon, Primitivo, Syrah, and Petit Verdot, and I think what happened is the Italian brought out the Primitivo, which it's one of my favorite red wines, a Primitivo, but it tends to be very tanniny, and when you blend it like this, it kind of mellows out that Primitivo. But I think the Italian mellowed the other three out in the blend and brought forth that Primitivo. I thought it was good.
Oh, it was good.
I mean, Italian dressing also is tangy. Ranch has a, what'd you call it, a twang. Italian has a tang. And so when you pair something tangy with something very, very tanniny, it's an interesting combo on my palate, I think. All right, on to red wine and ranch dressing. You know, we're sacrificing drinking these 3 bottles of wine for this 3-part series for you guys. All for you. Wow, that's a good red. I tend to enjoy red wine, and ranch dressing is not my go-to, but every now and then I really want ranch dressing, especially with an Italian dish like pasta. And I'll tell you what.
It brought out the sweetness in the wine, I think.
Yeah.
Actually.
It's interesting. The Italian pushed forward that Primitivo, but this kind of made it more, not desserty, but just more like a sweet white wine. It kind of mellowed the tannins out, and you know why? It's the creaminess in the ranch dressing. What that's doing is that's just pushing those tannins down. We talk a lot about fat and salt changing a drink, and that definitely applies with red wine. And cream is a fat. Ranch is naturally creamy. That was... I'm not going to say yet what my favorite, because we still have one whole wine to do with 2 more salads, right? But that's definitely a front runner for me, at least. All right, let's move on to the dessert wine, the Alicante Boucher. That's actually great varietal. I'm not just making up words, and that's not just a name that the winery made up for that particular bottle of wine. It's the varietal grape that is called the Alicante Boucher. Now, if you recall from the spaghetti episode, this is a very sweet, very thick, very dessert wine. This is something you might reduce slightly in the drizzle over vanilla ice cream. It's also freaking delicious. Wow. Not sure how it's going to go with a salad, though.
So for me, after that first sip and taking a bite of the salad was really sweet. And it continued just being sweet. Like going back to that second sip of wine, it was just very
Cloying.
Yeah, it just kind of coats your mouth and
yeah. If you can see my face on camera here, I'm not my favorite thing on the planet. The salad's delicious. I love Italian dressing. The wine is delicious. I love dessert wines. But together, much like if you recall when I did gin and sour candy, I would not do that one again.
And there's a reason why they're called dessert wines.
And not salad wines?
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to our final pairing for this episode, which is our Alicante Boucher, the dessert wine, with our ranch dressing salad. Yep. Well, no, hang on. That was better than with the Italian. but that still was not great. I'm just going to call it right now, dessert wine. She's really rinsing over here. Dessert wine and salad do not go together. I don't think that was a surprise to anybody, though.
Ugh. Yeah, that wasn't good.
And let our sounds and our faces not reflect upon the wine, because
No,
Joseph
the wine's
Felipe,
delicious.
great winery. It's a delicious wine.
Have
it with some ice cream,
Yeah.
or like a sweet roll or something. You want to pair it with something sweet and yummy and delicious.
Yeah.
Not with the salad. At least not with these two dressing types. So that takes us back to choosing a winner. It's either going to be a white or a red to pair best with each of the two salads. So I'd like to find out what pairs best with Italian and what pairs best with the ranch. So let's talk about Italian first. Did you prefer the white or the red?
I prefer the red.
I agree with that. I think the red with the Italian was definitely a great pairing. Something I would do again. And I mean, that speaks back to, I usually prefer red wine when I'm doing a pasta dish. And I'm going to have a salad with a pasta dish, and the red wine's just going to complement the entire meal, really. Okay, how about with the ranch? Which one paired better, white or red?
Also red.
Also red. You know what? I'm actually going to agree with you, which makes this one easy. The red took it all the way. Hands down. Wow. Interesting, but not surprising. I don't think I came in with expectations that the white stood a chance, or that even the dessert wine was even belonged on this table. But wow. I mean, tasty nonetheless. We just got to have 6 sips of wine with 2 different salads, and it was a fun little sit down with you guys. Mm-hmm. So that was episode 2 of our 3-part mini-series pairing wine with different types of food. Stay tuned for the next episode, part 3. And we hope you guys enjoy these videos. We're just having a good time here during quarantine. Speaking of which, during this period in our lives, please remember to wash those hands, stay 6 feet away from strangers, and if you can avoid it, don't go anywhere. Just stay home, have a nice glass of wine, open that bottle. There's no rule that says you have to recap a bottle and save it for the next day. Feel free to finish that bottle. Please see the disclaimer below about drinking responsibly. If you desire to support us during quarantine and throw a couple bucks towards a bottle that we're doing a pairing with, please feel free. And literally $1, $2, whatever you want to throw towards us. There's Venmo and Google Pay links down below. Thanks so much for watching. We appreciate you guys being here. Take care of yourselves.
Bye, guys.